All right, friends. Today we are going to start working on our personal narrative drafts. So I opened to my next clean page in my literacy notebook, my remote learning literacy notebook. I've dated it in the corner and I titled it Seed Story Draft. So at this moment, I'd like you to pause and finish this part until you keep going. All right, friends. So now you should have seed story draft written at the top of your paper, and you should also have the date written. So we're going to work on our first draft of our writing. So we are going to when you're working on a first draft, your whole goal is to get the story on paper. Your goal is not spelling things correctly. Your goal is not um, worrying about our neatest handwriting. Your goal is not looking for complete sentences. We are going to try for those things, but our goal is to get the whole story down on paper before we get to those other punctuation, spelling, beautiful handwriting, all of those other goals. So, before you start writing down your story, I would like you to try and rehearse with somebody. So, I've decided on my seed story, I looked back on my past notes and I've decided that the one I would like to, oh, I don't have it written in here, but the seed story I'd like to write about is my very first day of teaching and meeting my new students. So that's my very tiny moment, and that is the story I'm going to write here. Now, I don't have anybody to rehearse with here at school, but I'm going to tell you guys my idea and my story, and that's what you should try and do with a grown up or with an older brother or sister or someone else that you have at home with you, because that will help you to kind of get out all of your ideas so that you can remember them to get them onto your paper. So I remember on the first day of my first classroom, my first day of teaching, I remember feeling very, very nervous. I had a nice dress on and I felt ready, but I was so nervous to meet my students. I didn't know if they would like me. I didn't know if I was ready. I didn't know if I would be if they would take me seriously. I was very, very nervous. So I remember that I left my classroom and I had to have a sign that said room 27, and I forgot it back in the classroom. So I had to run back and go get it. And then I went outside to meet my friends on the number 27 on the playground. And I remember they were all standing there and they all had lots of like their backpacks were full with school supplies, and a lot of them had bags in their hands from the paper towels and all those extra school supplies. And they all just had the biggest smile on their face because it was the first day of school and I think they were excited. And they were like, "Are you my teacher? Are you my new teacher?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm Mrs. My last name then was Mrs. Gallardo or Miss Gallardo." So they all said hi to me, and I went and I introduced myself, and I asked every single kid in line what their name was, so I can start getting to know them even on the playground. And then the 8:15 bell rang, and it was time for us to go inside. So we all marched in, and we started our first day of school. And I thought, well, this isn't going to be, my nerves were nice and steady, and I just kept going, went on from there. So I'm going to try and get that on paper because that was a lot. Now, it wasn't really organized, so I do want to try and make it a little bit more organized. So I'm going to start with we'll do the first couple sentences together and then we'll pause. Um, I'm going to start with on the first day of school. I, on the first day of school, I was very nervous. Now I'm going to try and remember what that felt like to feel nervous. Oh, I remember I had butterflies in my stomach. I had butterflies in my stomach. And when I'm nervous, I was talking really fast. Well, I wasn't really talking to anybody though, because I was in my classroom, but and I started thinking about all the things that had to be done that day. All right, friends. So I'm getting started on my draft, but I want you guys to have lots of time to work on your drafts. Notice how I skip my lines. I want to make sure that if I have to go back and change something, I have some space to do that. And also, keep in mind that you are going to have 3 days to work on this. So if you want to set a timer for about 15 minutes and get as much done as you can, then that's a great idea. And then tomorrow you can pick up where you left off, because you're going to have a lot of writing, and I don't want you guys to feel too tired or make your brain hurt too much. So just try and get down as much as you can, set a timer for about 15 minutes, and then write as much as you can about your small moment, your seed story. All right, friends, good luck.